bench trial has been put in. Now we wait.
Perfect. This will be my first one, so it'll be
Oh,
interesting.
I wish you the best.
I appreciate it. Yeah, no, I've got my application with you guys. I've been to a few meetings and stuff, and I just took up provisional bar license to do get a bit of experience.
All right, Moss
Hello.
is gonna go in and question McGrath.
Okay.
Y'all are good. I'm just gonna lock this up.
Hello. How you guys doing?
All right. Really quick. They made it clear that they did not want anybody in observation, so do not go in there.
Perfect.
Okay.
You know what I realized when he kidnapped me and you guys were asking to make a call about opening fire on it? You know what I said instead of yes?
What?
Fuck it, why not?
I mean, you want to know what the reality is? He kidnapped a government employee. Did so at gunpoint.
Yeah.
Was warned, told the consequences of his actions. If he continued, received the consequences of those actions.
True.
Like, my whole thought process, by the way, we're just waiting because the interrogation stuff, plus I put in a request for a judge. But my whole thought process is similar to your job. You should never be surprised you're being fired, right? Because managers, people above you in rank, whatever, should have informed you as to what the issue is and the consequence of either not improving or, just doing subpar work. Very similar to the situation at hand today. If I tell you, if you keep running, you're going to get shot, ain't nobody can be surprised Pikachu if and when you get shot. And I will go on the stand and I will say I shot that man in the back many times, and I would do it again.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like there's a clear opportunity for them to surrender, and they're choosing not to. That is on them.
Yeah, I mean, got the case.
I really want to go check that fucking area so bad.
You should, honestly. Oh, you said someone. Jenna is good at finding stuff. She'll stay there till she finds it. Where is it exactly? Me and Jenna can go.
Okay, look at your GPS.
Okay.
Go all the way to Elysian Fields. Capital and Elysian.
All right.
Okay.
Is it on the highway?
So the highway, the far right lane. You know the alleyway that you can take to go to Capital? Brings you to like the front of the... Okay, so imagine that far right lane on the freeway where if you stick right, you go north on Palomino Freeway.
Yeah.
Except instead of taking that right, you take the left. You slow down on that bend. So it could literally be anywhere in the canals.
Oh, so he threw in the canal to the hobo camp, or it could literally be
making that left-hand turn.
Okay.
Correct. There's also an area that goes over that. I don't know if it was thrown up. I don't know if it was thrown straight down. I don't know if somebody was there to pick it up already. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So was he driving then? Sorry, was he driving west then on the Olympic then? He was going there.
Yes.
Correct?
He
okay.
Yep.
So he threw okay, so he threw probably east, like by the trajectory. If he's turning left,
well, he was turning left. So I don't know. I was secondary. Bean was primary. I don't know if he threw it to the left. I don't know if he threw it to the right. Both are possible.
Both are possible, yeah. But most likely, if he's on the on ramp, it probably landed on the highway or on the canal zone. Okay. I can go and check. I think this can be found.
Go now.
Easily.
Go now. Go now. Go.
All right.
They have been very professional. And Prolos, that was the intent if we do get a judge. Sorry, didn't mean to cough.
did say up front. He's like, I just don't answer questions. Can't force him. You know,
No,
they've
I
made it very,
know. He
they made
talks
it
a
very
lot on the
clear.
phone, though. It's pretty funny. Always just like night and day, you know?
Yeah.
Moss and
Everyone
Maxwell,
wants
just a
to
heads up.
plead guilty, so I think it just is what it is.
We have a problem as well. Well,
What?
I guess it doesn't matter now because he's
Hey,
caught.
psst, just a heads
Somebody
up.
released.
That room isn't exactly soundproof, so I just want y'all to know. I don't want anyone to overhear conversation.
He's okay. He doesn't want to be questioned. He said he's not going to answer any questions. He said he's going to plead guilty
Okay.
to the warrant. So are you processing him?
I am, yes.
Yeah, I would say we don't really have anything else to speak to him about then, so you're good to go with whatever
Okay.
you're doing.
All right. If he's willing to plead guilty to the warrant, likely based upon the amount of time here, what I'm going to do obviously he's already in custody. I just don't want to deal with the drama of this potentially running over time. I'm going to go in there, get him to plead guilty. If he agrees, I'm going to bill him. But because this is going to extend through the storm, because we also have a bench trial, his time for that would have already been served, given it's like 60 some odd months and we've been here for quite some time. So I'm just going to sort that all out. Is there any point of contention with that?
No.
Okay. All right.
Whatever you think is best. I mean, are you good with that, Maxwell? Hello.
Yeah, that's fine.
What's up? What do
He's
you
just gonna
need?
get back out there and grab another officer.
Yeah, he's going to
It'll-
do the exact same thing.
You know, I get more out of him on the phone call than we can behind closed doors. So maybe I'll get more information when he's set free again.
Well, you know what the reality is? When he's here, obviously he's not going to be in the best of moods, right? Like he just found out
Right.
his multi-million-dollar car, whatever the hell it is going to get
Is
vaxxed,
it
right? Like,
getting?
yeah,
it's getting
it's
back.
getting
Yeah,
vaxxed.
yeah.
And
The
so
new one, right?
God,
Good.
And so he like his willingness to be compliant is probably at an all-time low.
Yeah.
And he's also probably not happy that, I shot him. He was unarmed. We had every reason to believe he was armed. So,
Kidnapped an
from
officer. That's like,
exactly
hello?
from his whole thing right now is, well, I didn't have the gun, so prove it. It's like, okay, well, I hate to break it to you, bud, but like we don't need the gun. There's an officer who was the victim. Like this is kind of your MO right now.
Yeah.
You are and it's wild.
So
it's
it's
wild
possible
that
he can go back to where he ditched. So he had her gun and ditched it, or his gun and ditched it.
his gun and ditched it.
Okay.
We only saw at one point where he threw during the pursuit something out of the vehicle. I have Nikki checking that area now. Other
Okay,
officers have
where-
already
Is
checked.
she near that now? Because I might check later as well. He's gonna try to.
Yes, Nikki is in that area right now. So when you're heading north on
On the
Elysian
freeway.
Fields, the
Mhm.
bend that goes right to Palomino, like the first you stick right, but then you
Yeah.
take the next left to go west on Olympic.
Mhm.
He
Oh
threw
my
it.
God.
I don't know what direction.
It
I
could
don't
be
know if it was
on
left or
off
right.
like below the freeway as well.
It could be below. It could be in the canals. It could be on a portion
Jesus.
above.
Ooh.
Okay.
But yeah, it's rough.
Son of a bitch.
Hi, Bean.
For storm, we're checking that.
Howdy. Oh,
Did you see
Oh,
what direction he threw?
amazing.
He threw that thing when we
I-
started.
when I was up on the freeway, I was pretty sure I saw him throw something. So he must have thrown something twice, because you said that you seen him throw something by like the spaghetti, right? Over
Yes.
like Olympic and Elysian Fields.
Yep.
When I saw him throw something, it was over La Puerta going north.
Puerto
I'm pretty
North.
sure.
Oh, I
Yeah,
didn't.
he was like passing the right
Where
garage and he
one?
threw something quickly out of his car when I was behind
Did
him.
you guys check that way already or no?
Yeah,
I didn't
I
check that area.
checked. I couldn't find anything.
So he thought he was gonna outrun you guys.
Oh, 100%. Little
Oh,
did
yeah.
he
he did-
know. Little did he know I had the bumper scout.
This was a demon.
Yeah, nice, good shit, guys. Because this is like the third kidnapping that he's done with the officers. So, and that warrant was running out today on mine, which I was working on getting extended, but hey, here we are.
Yeah.
Good shit.
At first, we were notified that he may need to go into the ICU, and so I was going to have to like put in for an extension, pretty much stating like he's in custody, just in the ICU. But he was able to recover, thankfully, and so we don't even have to deal with that. I'm going to go in there, and I'm just going to quickly address the warrant
Mhm.
portion. That way, when we
Okay.
return, it's only the
Okay, cool.
It's only the current
Thank
situation.
you. I appreciate that.
Not a problem.
All right. Well, have a good day. Thank
You
you.
as well. Knock, knock.
Nino Chavez in California.
Knock, knock. It's Rhodes.
Nino, Nino, I think.
Knock, knock.
Oh,
I didn't hear anything. Just a heads up. So I'm trying to. I've reached out for a judge. This was more than 10 minutes ago. There's no response. Obviously, we're all likely gonna have to return anyway, so not the biggest deal. However, I would like to address the warrant,
Just
which
work with me, Rhodes, and remove the VAF.
I can't.
All right.
So here's the thing. To make sure that when we return, we're solely focused on the current situation at hand. Regarding the warrant, are you pleading guilty? Because if so, what I'll do is I will indicate you pled guilty. I'll indicate your process. I'll bill you. But then what we'll do is we'll essentially take into account time served from this situation, obviously taking into account the storm, and essentially clear it as time served. That way, when you return, we're only dealing with the current situation. And obviously, if we do get a judge for a bench trial or whatever, we'll sort it out at that point.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So just to verify, you are pleading guilty to the 2 charges of attempted murder of a government employee and kidnapping a government employee. And this happened
Guilty.
on October 31st. All right. Perfect.
Guilty.
Deputy, once you're ready, do you mind if I just go out and park my car just outside,
go
just
ahead.
so I don't have to
Yep.
run back?
Here we
after?
are. McGrath, I just got you billed. If you want to go ahead and take a nap now, preemptively, feel free.
fuck.
And obviously,
Yeah,
yeah.
There you go.
Thank you.
Perfect.
You been up here the whole time, Rhodes?
Yep.
Jesus Christ.
Ain't been able to leave.
All right.
Well, it's a multi-part thing. The warrant, they wanted to interrogate him regarding that. Obviously, you know, his willingness to provide anything right now is at an all-time low because, you know, he was caught, his vehicle's being baffed. He's obviously not very happy. So I don't suspect they got anywhere with that. But obviously, you know, it's part of the job. Whether or not someone says they're going to stonewall, you know, you still have to try. I think they did and probably didn't get anywhere. So he pled guilty to the warrant. So we're good on that front. He's been billed.
Good.
And the way I'm doing it is I'm pretty much considering that warrant's time served because, number one, we're still waiting for a judge on a bench trial. 2, obviously, the storm's going to take some time for people to return. And pretty much between time in custody, the storm, we all return. He would have served that time already, so I'm not fussed about it. And then when we return, we will solely be dealing with the current situation.
The current kidnapping situation. We're gonna
Correct.
Should have a bench trial for it, or okay.
Typically we give like 10-15 minutes for a judge to respond. It's been 10, but also like I'm not gonna ignore the fact that, you know, someone may show up after storm. So
good chance.
you know, if we have to show up anyways, fuck it. It'd be what it be.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Deputies, can I come in, please?
Yes. Oh no. There we are. All right. I'm probably going to grab a drink. So I'm going to put this on. I'll be right back while we wait. That denied was in reference to the lawyer asking us to let them back in, by the way. I'll be right back. I'm back. Have an apple. Yeah, I feel like I cut apples weird. Huh? So random.
What is that noise?
I'd have to give you like an MS Paint visualization. Maybe that complicated? Eh. What did you just do? I fucking love apples. Holy fuck. Mm. Six, thank you for the 27 months. I appreciate it. What if we make a deal with McGrath? It would actually work in his favor. Huh. Mm. Hmm. Yeah. This song's a jam. While we're waiting, let's go clear out our vehicle.
Richard, did you notify me already, but like, yeah, that's
Fuck.
yeah, I know.
Trash is over here. Somewhere.
Morning.
Today is Sunday.
Yes.
It's the 18th. Today? Hello, this is Jenna Mustard. Welcome to Sunday.
Welcome to Sunday. Chat, these were from last night. I jumped on briefly. Aiko Young. Roof running. surrendered.
All right, go wait over there.
Wait, when is the meeting?
Hello.
Hello.
Okay.
Have you got any food on you?
I do not.
Oh my god, I'm gonna collapse before we fucking get to bench trial.
Do you want me to let you out and you gonna grab some food in the meantime?
Yeah, that might be a shout. To be fair, I'm not sure how this
All
is
right,
gonna last.
I'll let you out the back over here.
Alright, perfect. Thank
Gotta close this up. Sorry.
You're good. You're good.
You never know. You can get rushed at any time.
Absolutely.
Oh,
All
hello.
right. See you soon. I'll give you a call when I'm outside.
All right, sounds good.
All right.
Do you have my number?
Actually, no. Hold on. Let me take it down real quick. What is it?
420.
Yeah.
600.
Yeah.
8581.
Cool.
Or
and it
2600 8581.
2600 420 260 2600 8581. Yeah.
Call me.
What's your name, sorry?
Matt Rhodes.
Jenna.
Oh, it's an invalid phone number. Oh, there you go. This should work.
Got it.
There you go.
All right. By the way, there's still been no response from the judge, and it's been in about 30 minutes. So we'll discuss once McGrath is back. I do potentially have another offer on the table. We'll go get some food. We'll talk.
Yeah.
We'll talk.
All
then.
right. Okay. All right.
Did you go to bench,
Hello.
Rhodes?
No. I'm waiting for McGrath to return. The way I
still
did it
waiting?
was, well, we pretty much got pushed up until Storm. Moss and Maxwell wanted to question him about the warrant-related stuff. From my understanding, I think he just stonewalled him. So what I did was I billed him for the warrant, and we're pretty much considering the warrant completed. He pled guilty, and just billed him as time served, so that when we returned, we only had to deal with one situation because he's been in custody for a while. Plus, plus the guilty plea, plus the time that it's going to take for everyone to sort of return from Storm. I think I'm going to offer him something though. So we don't have the gun he used. I think what I might offer, and I know this is going to sound wild at first because it's pretty big, but I think I might exchange those possession charges if he leads me to where he threw the gun. Before we find it. If we find it first, he's fucked, but...
Is that what they're looking for in the canals?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I
he didn't
mean,
have a gun on him. He had the magazines, and...
we know he had a gun because of
exactly
inherently the statement.
But more
I'd say-
importantly, like, I didn't push robbery because he didn't... How do I explain this?
I'd say if you want to negotiate that with him, it's fine. Though you have to, in the end,
Have a violent felony.
Have the thing that sort of points towards why it's violent in nature.
100%.
Yeah. So like, if you
essentially,
have the gun,
I would be I'd be swapping the possession charges
actually having the gun so that he can't go get
or
it
the
after.
gun in addition to criminal use. But those are far less than those possession charges.
Well, yeah, it's also better to have have the gun recovered than
exactly.
just have a fine sent out and
Mm-hmm.
not have the gun recovered that he can just go get after and and
Exactly.
use.
Especially normally I wouldn't offer this, but this was a situation where he told Nikki, like, listen, I just don't want you to hurt me. I'm going to put these here. You can come back and get them. And even Maxwell said
That's
he did
fine.
something similar with her phone. Like, he returned it at a later time. Like, from my understanding, it wasn't his intent to keep it. Not that that makes it, like, better, right? Like, anybody telling me that, I'm probably not going to believe. But, like, at the same time, he could have just kept all that shit on him and not dumped it in a bush and said, hey, you can come back and grab this stuff.
Wait, you
Yeah.
saw that?
So that's the only reason why I'm
Yeah,
even
do you wanna
considering
take
it
a
as a
statement?
potential offer.
I mean, if you get the gun in return, if it's only valid if you get the gun, then sure. You're gonna have to probably annotate that clearly in the
Oh,
body, though. but-
100%.
Aspen, or actually, wait. Mason's. The judges are reviewing Mason's subpoena. Just the one that signed mine is conflicted on this one, so he couldn't do it. But I think another one is doing it.
I'm gonna go check the lobby.
Bruce, yours got signed.
All right, thank you.
What up?
Hello? Rhodes, can you check the GPS? Am I the right location? Because we looked earlier, we couldn't find, but I'm now doing more extensive search.
Yes. So I would say it was probably just a little south of you, but it was on that bend. It was on the bend heading
Okay.
west.
So-
The thing is, it could go literally anywhere. There's that structure directly to your west. To the east, it could be in the canals. I don't know if it's possible to throw it up.
So now my question is, did he swerve? In what lane was he in?
He was closer to the left-hand side.
Okay, so left hand side.
Mhm.
Okay, I see. So he was taking that racing line basically.
Well, where are you?
Now
so
here.
yeah, the side you're on, he was closer to that, and he was slow. Like, it was like suspiciously slowing down. Like, that's a very like in his vehicle, he could take that shit very fast. He was slowing down, and then that's when I heard Bean call out.
Okay.
He was throwing something.
Oh, he could throw it anywhere. Okay, because I
That's
was
the
looking
thing.
like
He could even throw it down to like what, Del Perro? Is it Del Perro?
yeah, it's Del
it's a-
Perro.
He could throw it in, like, there's even an area in between Del Perro where it would fall down into the canals. Like,
Yeah,
How do we don't know if this man has practiced this shit, you know? Like, alternatively,
probably. Yeah.
he could have had a friend set up the entire time waiting to pick it up, you know? Like, it is highly probable, especially because he was on the phone, that he just doesn't have, like, it's not there. However, I am going to try to make a deal with him. I'm going to be willing to drop the possession charges, but I'd be swapping them for him informing us of where the gun is and us retrieving it, and criminal use of a firearm, which benefits him a lot. But like, his VAF isn't going anywhere. And so if he goes on damage control, this is the only way in which it, the fine and stuff is going to drop pretty drastically. But if I can get that gun off the streets, fuck it.
I would rather have the gun off the street. I'm gonna
Yeah,
be
me
real.
too.
Maybe that gun would be hot too, because
Don't get me wrong, $100,000, great for the budget, but at the end of the day, if I get a gun off the streets, like, I feel like that's far more valuable than
Oh, 100% agree.
than finding someone a decent chunk of money at one time.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I mean, that's a good way to do it. But I'm gonna look for this gun.
And for me, the biggest aspect of even offering that is the fact that, although he was technically in possession, like, he dropped it, and you knew where he dropped it, right? Like,
Yeah.
he said, you can come back and get this. He just wants to ensure
Yeah.
that he's safe. Like, that all leads me to believe that it wasn't necessarily his intent to harm you, but also, given what he did to Maxwell, like, fuck him. But at the same time, like, if he didn't want you to know, he just wouldn't have done it in your presence. He would have.
if
He would have
he-
just chucked that shit
exactly.
out the window in the middle of a pursuit.
Did I find it?
Oh,
No. Okay. Yeah, that's what my thinking is. Like, when he mentioned snow, I was like, oh, he's gonna shoot me probably. So I started to fuck around with him. and waste his time, and that's what exactly happened. But yeah.
All right. Well, I'll let you go. I just wanted to give you that heads up, just in case we do go that route. I didn't want you to be surprised that he
worries.
wasn't getting possession
No,
charges.
that's totally fine. I don't really mind. I fully trust you.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. I'll see you around.
Bye.
Bye.
I gotta go park the vehicle out front. I wonder what we can do to get that score over 1,000. Just seeing 4 digits would be sick. Make sure the warrant is cleared. Um, um, hello.
Hi, Matt. It's Leo. I'm back outside again.
All right. I was at the front, so I'm circling around.
No worries.
Come open the door. McGrath
Perfect.
should be here shortly.
Okay. All right. I'll
Right,
yeah, we'll just hang around. All right. Bye.
Come on in.
Thank you, brother. Judge Arcadia is awake, but she's going to the PD meeting, and then she's got a meeting with Nino, so she's not available.
Got it. Yeah. I still have yet to receive a response, so we're probably just gonna have to go down the route of correct. Well, in situations like this, well, I understand it's not anyone's fault. I am willing to offer a deal. I'll explain it to you before McGrath arrives, but
okay.
I'm willing to swap all of the possession charges to criminal use and possession of the Class 1 if, obviously it's contingent upon a guilty plea, but if we recover that gun. If he tells us where he threw it and it's there, I mean, that would drop, let me tell you, hold on. That would drop it pretty drastically because the government issued firearm charge alone is like 90 grand or something crazy.
Yeah, I mean, the main issue for him and why he's wanting to go down the route of the bench is the VAF.
The VAF is, I'm gonna be real with you, that's a losing fight when the reality here is no judge is gonna believe that an officer willingly put their firearm, their taser, their flashlight in the glove box, and then had to take out a some mechanical part. I don't know if it was a turbo. Something was in their glove box. They had to take that out in order to make the light fit or the flashlight fit or something, and then to drop it in a bush and his DNA's on it.
Let me just quickly say this. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
Hello? You got out of jail? Okay.
Oh, McGrath is in here.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Then
Okay. Yeah, we can. Let me give you a call in about 10 minutes because I'm just still kind of in the process of dealing with this matter, and then I'll get back to you. All right. All right. I appreciate you, brother. Bye bye. That was the other chap now wanting to appeal the charges he had, but that's a separate matter anyway.
Yup.
Okay, so yeah, so the VAF. I mean, if we're not okay, so if he turns around and he says, "I'm not willing to provide there's no gun, or I'm not willing to tell you where it is," for example, the violent side of things, can it be proven if you've not
I
got
mean,
evidence
that-
of him using a gun to?
I mean, I'm willing to hinge on the on duty officer's statement.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, it's not just like no one saw anything, right? Like we arrived on scene, and his vehicle is fleeing the scene. Nikki's telling us to pursue that vehicle because that person kidnapped her, right?
Yeah.
His DNA, like he's the registered owner of that vehicle. His DNA is on all of Nikki's equipment that was dropped.
Yeah, like those aspects. I think the thing is, like, what he's trying to contest kind of contradicts some of his things, which is the difficulties. That's saying, oh well, I didn't have a weapon, but then also saying I only had the stuff in my possession for a second. It's kind of putting him on the scene, which I think the main problem is he doesn't want to accept the guilty plea, and because of the VAF, which is why he's trying to take it to Ben.
Yeah, I mean, I can understand where he's coming from. Unfortunately, I think this just boils down to, you probably shouldn't kidnap officers in your $1 million car,
Oh yeah, I'm not. I'm not.
But that's a separate conversation.
Listen,
So we'll go in there. I'll explain the deal on the table, and we will go from there.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
All right. How you doing, McGrath?
Hey.
All right. So, bit of a problem. There's still been no response from a judge. Any judge that is around, from my understanding, is currently busy. And the request was put in 40 minutes ago. Again, still with no response. So, unfortunately, unless that changes here in the very near future, the bench trial isn't going to happen. However, I do have an alternative here. I'm willing to swap all 3 of those possession charges to criminal use in the possession of the class 1 if we were to locate that class 1. So wherever you put it, you'd have to tell us. We'd have to locate it, and your time and fine would come down pretty drastically for the situation.
Are you still able to locate it post-storm?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right,
if it were to be a thing.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just saying if it was a thing,
So
I'm failing to see how it was a violent felony.
You kidnapped a cop.
No, I didn't.
Okay, McGrath, what judge is going to believe that an officer willingly got into your vehicle, they willingly put their equipment in your glove box, and then you just decided you were going to throw it out of the car? McGrath, you're not that dumb. You can't even keep a straight face with that explained to you.
Please just work with Rhodes. I would rather take. This is the way I'm going with it, right? I would rather take 100K fine, not give you this alleged firearm, go to court, have no violent thing behind it, to contest the violent felony. I've just bought a $1.1 million car, right? And I've still got 700K in my bank. I do not give a fuck about a 100K charge.
But the point still stands that it is going to be deemed a violent felony. The kidnapping is the violent felony.
I didn't kidnap no one.
Yes, you did. An officer did not willingly get into your car. And if they did, why'd you flee? Again, these are all things that are going to come up in court. Whether or not we have the weapon is irrelevant when we know and can prove you did the crime. The officer was on duty. And listen, I understand in your mind you see the slight glimmer of hope in which a judge could potentially rule the other way.
And that's the glimmer of hope I'll hold on to.
And that is fine. That is entirely your choice.
What do you want for you to remove that violent felony?
I can't remove the violent felony.
Name your price of information, Rhodes? Because you can. It's down to officer discretion. King has told me that.
The VAF is already applied. So the only way for that to come off is for there to be a ruling in which you're found not guilty. But you know, McGrath, that's not going to happen. If you separate each aspect of the situation, maybe there'd be a fighting chance, right? You know, if your DNA was on it and that was all we had, we never had Nikki's statement, again, maybe a fighting chance. But when you look at the totality of the circumstances in this situation, there's no way that you don't get found guilty. And you know this because when I explained this earlier, you were laughing. McGrath, here's the reality. One VAF on your vehicle is nothing if moving forward, you don't use that vehicle for crime. If this was your second, that'd be problematic because one and done. But you have two more. So it's not the end of the world.
I know it's not the end of the world, bro. Don't think it's like me thinking it's the end of the world.
I know, but I can acknowledge that it's the biggest point of contention here. And I'm trying to I'm trying to, especially considering there's no judge available. Ooh, one moment.
I get you working with me because there's no judges.
Hello.
And you don't want to be held until fucking bench trial.
Really?
You probably don't either.
Yeah.
With the...
Yeah, you can. No, you can put a arrow around it to like point out where the gun is. But yeah, you can put in a picture, not on the gun. We found it. It's it was on the skip to Leeson.
Something else.
Hey McGrath, I guess you're gonna have to find out whether or not I'm bluffing. We have the gun, so you have 60 seconds to decide if you take my offer.
Wait, I ran there. Oh my god, how did I not see it? Yeah, we found
you need time?
Yeah, let's take a pause here before we do any 60
All right.
second things.
Oh, holy, okay.
Holy fuck. Was it one of those shit? Did you find the attachment too?
The makeshift. Is there attachment on it?
Because you said that there was like a silencer.
It has an attachment on it.
Oh my god, yes! Get that to a lab ASAP. Run it.
All right, we're going to the lab.
Like code 3 ASAP
Code
with
3.
the quickness,
Yep,
no
we're doing
delay.
it. No delays. We're doing it now.
All right.
All right.
Call me back. Bye. Oh, I'm so fucking glad they found it.
Matt, you out there?
I'm on the way. What up?
All right. Genuinely, has the gun been found?
Yes.
Okay. Whereabouts?
It was like the very northern side of like Elysian Fields.
Okay. Any DNA run on it?
They just recovered it. They're doing that now.
Okay. Do they
Very northern side
have
of
a description
Elysian
of the gun?
Fields.
Yeah. So for context, I saw you throw something on the westbound bend towards Olympic Freeway. So officers have been checking that area this entire time, and it was just located.
And the description that we were given earlier was.
Yep.
What's the state ID on the gun?
I don't have that information right now.
I'm gonna call someone.
Okay, I guess we'll wait until. I mean, how long will it take you to run the DNA and stuff on it?
Well, they're right. Well, hold on. Hold on. Wait a minute. The whole point of this deal is like a level of compliance.
Yeah, but we're trying to work out if this gun, if it actually belongs.
If it exists,
to me, or if we've just found an actual gun.
Listen, I'm not a bluffer. Ask McGrath. I'm not a bluffer. I told him I'd shoot him. I shot him.
I know, but my point is, you could have just found a gun. It might not be in relation to
coincidentally in the area where he slowed down on the westbound bend.
Okay,
I got you. Coincidentally,
I catch your drift 100%, but I mean, it's worth anyway having the DNA on it before we make any informed decisions.
Look, Rhodes, you understand why I'm weighing 100k fine over instead of the VAF? I know you can't do nothing over it, because apparently it's already done.
Pretty much, not unless you were found to be not guilty in the situation at hand. Because then if a judge ruled that there was no violent felony,
the violent felony would be removed.
Exactly.
You know what a violent felony on a car that expensive is worth?
Did you say it was 1.1 million? Mental math? Like anywhere from 3 to 400k.
Yeah, exactly. Now you understand why I don't care about 100k fine compared to the
okay, counterpoint. When the opportunity to save $350 some odd $1,000 has a 5% chance, but your opportunity to save $90,000 has a 100% chance, right? Like you have to pick and choose your battles.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Additionally, you can sell a car with one VAF. If you find someone who isn't going to use it for crime, it may not have necessarily lost a third of its value. Because to someone who isn't going to use it for crime, there is no risk for them. And that's not to say, oh, just get a new one so it has 0 VAFs. But also, if you don't use your vehicle in crime, you don't let other people use your vehicle in crime, then it's a non-issue. If you don't even have to think of another VAF, because you have 2 more before it's seized. Right. This is going to be the call for DNA.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hear it.
What's up?
There is no DNA on it.
Okay. All right.
He's pointing the gun at me. Can you point the gun so I can see?
I'll leave the choice up to them.
Oh yeah, it's the same gun. Oh yeah, it's the same gun. It's the same attachment.
Okay. All right. Bye.
Bye.
That sounds interesting.
That did sound interesting.
So, what's your choice?
Let's play devil's advocate here. Hang on.
Okay, devil's advocate.
Let's play devil's advocate. Say it is my gun. What type of firearm is it? Right?
Makeshift. With a silencer.
Yeah, guilty. All right. I'll take your deal.
Realize how long it took them to find that? And I know when you threw it. You threw it on the bend because you slowed down. As we were turning left, instead of going right to Palomino, we went left onto Olympic.
You know me, Rhodes. I'm not a highway blaster. You knew I was going left.
It was more so that you slowed down for that bend. You could have plowed through that bend at twice the speed you were traveling, and it was because you were just chucking the gun. All right. Here's the deal on the table. I do have to wait for them to verify that it's not a hot gun. Is it going to be a hot gun, McGrath?
No. I don't get into gang shootings.
That's the next hurdle.
Well,
no, it's not going to be a hot gun. If
it's not a hot gun, then this is going to be a fairly quick and easy thing. The deal on the table here is instead of criminal possession of government-issued firearm, government-issued taser/baton, and government-issued equipment, that specifically being the flashlight, which qualifies, they're going to be removed and instead replaced with the criminal use, now that we have the gun, in addition to the actual possession charge for the gun. That is it. Give me a second. I will get you the new time and fine.
I guess then we'll look down the route of possibly time served and...
yeah, we can take some into account. Well, a couple things. For the warrant, we pretty much consolidated it all into that. However, it still has been some time since then. And we can also take into account a reduction for a guilty plea and stuff like that. So give me just a moment. Criminal use.
Sure, you can't do anything. You don't want any information, Rhodes, for that, Beth? Any at all?
Well, I mean, I would love some insight as to why whatever happened. I just don't quite know if you'd be willing to provide that. Also, there's now a separate charge for a makeshift.
Yeah.
Is it not tampered? Position of tampered, possibly?
No, it specifically states makeshift.
Oh, no,
it's a new
What's
charge.
up?
Okay.
Yeah.
We
give me
have
one
a
moment.
hot gun.
What was that?
We might have a hot gun, and Jenna's just now checking it to our out of stature.
Okay.
Okay, everything's out of stature. The gun's not hot.
Okay, I will. So just a heads up. When you had mentioned no DNA, I immediately, I didn't say that specifically, but he asked what type of gun. I said a makeshift with a silencer, which you said, all right, guilty. So even though we have the gun, and you guys put in the effort, I'm still going to honor the deal because it would be, well, for starters, with his DNA not on it, that makes it a little more difficult, not impossible. But for me, compliance is everything. Saying you did something versus us having to, right? It's a give and take.
That's true.
So if you're content with it, I'm still willing to honor the original deal.
I'm absolutely okay with this.
Okay,
yes.
Perfect.
The fact that we just found it and able to tie it all together is enough reward for me.
I 100% agree. All right, I'll get this sorted, Nikki.
All right, thank you. Bye.
Good shit on finding it.
You too.
Bye. All right. So real quick, it was a hot gun.
Yeah.
However, the situations fell out of statute. So,
what was it hot for?
I don't quite know. I just know that they were actively running it, and it came back to 2 situations, but more than 30 days ago. So it is what it is.
Oh damn.
Give me one moment. Okay. So criminal use, criminal possession of a makeshift firearm. So that drops it to, or from 236 months, $110,613 fine, to prior to reductions, 112 months, $26,238 fine, 3 points on your license. So fairly large reduction there. Now, despite the fact that we found the gun, for me, this boils down to compliance. I tell this to everyone. You work with me, I work with you. You make my job more difficult, the likelihood of me being lenient is going to be fairly slim, right? If I have to,
I always work with you, Rhodes.
I know, but if I have to cross all my T's and dot all my I's, then I'm an energy matcher, right? If I have to do that, you're gonna have to do that and play ball. But because you are pleading guilty, and once given the description, and I wasn't bluffing, they what's it called? Like I said, I'm still willing to honor the deal here, because for me, the value in recovering that gun and getting it off the streets is far more valuable than charging you an additional